paso pale. Oh, welcome to another episode of Nightmare Road. another another episode of Nightmare Road. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Decon. Here with I forgot what I said earlier that I was gonna say. What the hell was I gonna say?
Thought about it in advance and then you forgot.
Yeah, I forgot about it. I don't know, something brown slasher.
All right. Well,
Slashes chocolate.
at least you're telling the truth.
And this is part 2 of the Gacy. Hit the circus music.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Hey kids, you want to look at my paintings? Yeah.
This is not even on anymore.
I missed my cue. You know when you miss the bus?
Well, it's because you did this, and so I was like, oh, he's done right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was a signal. And beef tips, that's a
I like that one.
Double tips. Anyway. So we're gonna cover the paintings really quick. He painted a lot, in prison.
Right. So I think like most people work out when they go to jail, and this dude just painted.
Of course he did not work out.
So I think he was like painting and stuff before he started murdering. But then he just started doing it again after he went to jail. He was like bored or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you have nothing to do, no kids to assault. So yeah. So
what else are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
So he painted over 2,000. He did over 2,000 paintings in the 14 years that he was I was gonna say on Skid Row, on death row.
He's at Skid Row over there shooting up heroin.
Yeah.
With Axl Rose.
Yeah, 14 years on death row, 2,000 paintings, and he would sell them to different people.
Yeah, he sold them for $50.
$50, some of them. This is one of the first ones I think that he sold. Right, coming in with the pictures. And he attached a letter.
Hey kids, it's me. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Look at that. Even his finger, like he even draws his fingers fat.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Yeah, it's
I'm Pogo the clown on the balloon on the bottom.
You know what's interesting is the edges. Yeah, I'm Pogo the clown. What an idiot! Just like in case you didn't know, if you notice the makeup, like it's rounder, not as sharp as it was the way that he did. So it's kind of weird.
It's pretty accurate though. Like,
yeah,
if you only saw this, you would know who that is.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh yeah, it's Pogo the clown, or it's a gay snowman.
Yeah.
It's like, that snowman's here to read to the kids.
Okay. Moving along. Yeah, so he sold that one for $50. And that he sold to some man, I don't know what. But then in 2022, that man sold it for $12,800.
You know something that's crazy?
What?
I don't know if I have told you this before, but not on the show. So many years ago, I was working security at this event, and this guy was selling all kinds of shit, like just selling them and also doing like a mini auction.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the night, I had to go get paid, and I'm like, all right, dude, I think you owe me like $120. And he's like, hey, I didn't sell a lot of things. He says, I didn't sell a lot of things. He says, but I have this Gacy drawing. And I'm like, somebody drew Gacy? He says, no, Gacy drew it. And I was like, what? And I looked at it. I'm like, this kind of sucks. And I'm like, nah, just give me the $100. I'm getting out of here.
So I'm gonna show you one. Was it similar to this style? Because he did a lot of like doodles first.
Yeah.
To the Charlie Chaplin one.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah, no good.
But it was shitty. I was like, at least I had to bring that up.
You want to see it? Oh, okay. Here we go.
That doesn't even look like Charlie. That looks like Adolf Hitler.
I was gonna say, like, why does he have the little?
Hey,
Yeah, no.
Hitler. Hey, Hitler.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
should have flipped the pictures around. It would have looked like he was saying hi to him.
Like he was,
Well,
yeah,
right now it looks like he's looking at him, kind of weird.
like he was like look at that fucking creepy clown. Do you know what he tried to do to me earlier?
So
Charlie
weird.
Chaplin, you're talking. It's like, yeah, he tried to put me in handcuffs and he did some stuff to me.
What are they talking? He doesn't even have a mouth.
Yeah, telepathically. Looks like he
by the way.
looks at
That's Patches. The other one.
Patches it looks like he's made out of like every single grandmother's quilt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hence the name Patches.
Squares.
That Charlie Chaplin.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, for a minute there, I thought it said Charlie Chapolino, but no, it's
yeah. Why does it look like that?
Yeah, it's so weird.
I have like the zoomed in picture, obviously, right? And I'm like, I was looking at it when that was going on, and I'm like, why does it say that? But it's just the N is very like curvy.
He was trying to make like a cell shading, like when they used to do cartoons with like cell. So they didn't complete the thing because the next page is gonna do the remaining one. And that's like what gave it movement. It looks like that's what he was going for, but also looks like he fucked up on the face and he like made it too big. And then he's like, oh, I better go back, you know, and he just like.
Yeah, apparently he had a lot of those like little doodles. He had some on like napkins and stuff. Like he would kind of just draw everywhere.
Yeah. This guy had a napkin in a frame. I was like, why?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the rest of them, but they were out there for a while.
I could have gotten a lot of money for that sketch, or somebody would have offered to give me $5. It's like that. Whatever lazy kid didn't finish that drawing and to try to sell to me.
You would have just used it as an actual napkin.
Yeah,
there was a bunch of them actually that sold for a lot. So that first one that I showed sold for $2,800 with the letter. There's another one that was really similar to that first one because he drew a bunch of like the same painting. Like it was all Pogo the Clown. The balloons were just like different color and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one of them sold for $10,000, and then there was Pogo with fangs, and that one sold for $20,000.
That's crazy. Do you have the Pogo with fangs?
I don't. I couldn't find it. I don't know. Maybe I think it was like a private.
I've never seen it. I've heard about it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, me neither. So yeah, he did that, and it wasn't even just like people buying them. There was like art galleries buying them also. Yeah, in 2011, this place called Arts Factory tried to donate a bunch of money because they like sold, I think it was, I don't know how many it was like over 10 like paintings of his, and they were going to sell them and give the money to the National Center for Victims of Crime.
That's the National Center for Victims of Clowns.
Well, that too. Yeah, for victims of crime, but they declined the money and they sent a cease and desist, and they're like, we want nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
For the whole victims of clowns, I just like imagine a bunch of people like sitting there. It's like, then what happened? Then he squirted me in the face with a flower.
It was all those people that were around in like, what was it, like 2016 or something, when the clowns were like walking all over the place.
Yeah, they're walking all over, the streets.
Stupid. So
yeah, no, it's so creepy. I wonder what it is, because there's people out there that are looking for art like that, like from Gacy. It doesn't matter, like from Gacy. Charles Manson used to do like sketches, and he would do like origami, and
it's so weird.
And he did and there was this guy, I remember, like I was there. I remember seeing there was this guy named Boyd Rice who he was a Satanist, and he started the Church of Abraxas, which is more of it was Satanism, but it was not like Anton LaVey Satanism. That's what people get confused. So when somebody says like, oh, there was like a satanic ritual performed here, they're like, actually, Satanists don't believe in Satan. And it's like, LaVey Satanists do not believe in Satan. There's 5 different branches of Satanism. Anton LaVey Satanism came about like in the 1960s, and he just wanted an excuse to like touch a bunch of girls. So Boyd Rice No, and he was American. I don't think that he was like Japanese or Chinese or anything. No, Boyd Rice, he was American, and he went to go visit what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
He went to go visit Anton LaVey like in his cell, and he calls him like Dr. LaVey. He's like, so Dr. LaVey made me this, and somebody's like, what school of learning that circus carney, because he was a carney, what circus carney did he go? What school did he go to? And then he showed that it was a scorpion that was like made out of a napkin, and when you turn it around, it was like a pentagram from the folds. And
people are so creative.
Yeah, it's very creative. And he's like, how the hell, And then so anyway, so Boyd Rice ended up selling that scorpion, and people wanted it. They're like, we want that scorpion. I think it sold for like $3,000 or some shit, for like a little napkin that some psycho, made.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what is it? What is the fascination with these monsters? Like with what they make? That's the last thing I would want. I wouldn't eat like top ramen that Gacy made.
Yeah, well,
probably clown. Yeah, rubbed up against it.
I don't know. There's a lot of I think it's just like a lot of interest that they have in like true crime and stuff. Like I'm super interested in true crime. That's all I do. You know what I mean? Here. But I don't think that I'd want to own something that like they touched, like war or anything, like maybe if anything, if I like had to own something like a letter or like something, small. But there's people that own Zach Baggins actually in his museum, owns a lot of stuff from like serial killers. He has
you would own letters?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd probably like keep it like in glass inside a baggie and
I wouldn't be like
in somebody else's house.
Like touching it or anything. Like I wouldn't be like taking it out and like reading it like on a random day, because like that's gross.
Yeah, you just like look at it through binoculars in somebody else's house. It's like
I just like put it in the closet or something. Like no thanks.
Somebody else's closet.
Forget about it. Yeah.
Take it away. Beef tips.
So Zach Baggins has a museum, right? And he has a bunch of serial killer things. So it says, from what I've read a lot today, that he has the remains, like the cremated remains of Samuel Little.
Why?
He wanted them. I don't know. And he also has like drawn portraits of like how Samuel Little would do have a short on it. If anybody wants to watch it. And then he has like other little personal items of his.
That's so weird. That's so
in a museum. It's not like he has them in his living room or anything.
But no. But still,
yeah.
You think, and I know that this is not the show, but do you think there's like dark energy like attached to that kind of shit?
I don't know. I because like you think that would die with the soul, no?
Yeah.
Because like
now I live through my creations.
Like,
it's not like
his like ashes are gonna be negative.
Yeah, it's just like you can't take them up and like do this with them because
like it's not like, what are you gonna do? Put it in your coffee? Like it's nothing,
a little. Tastes like bad art.
No, it's he has a lot of stuff. He has that. He has supposedly Ted Bundy's glasses. He has bone fragments from Charles Manson's cremation. That was given to him by Charles Manson's like grandson or something like that.
Why would
he has a museum? He has Ed Gein's cauldron. You know how Ed
Gein that's sick. That should be destroyed.
Ed Gein's cauldron. Yeah, it's really bad.
That should be destroyed.
He has Richard Ramirez's shirt that he wore like in trial. He has Dr.
He had like
his
bad teeth.
Dr. Death's van. He has a lot of stuff, like a lot. And it's crazy because he also has Ed Gein stuff, paintings and all that.
You know what Richard Ramirez's teeth remind me of?
No. Go ahead.
You ever watch the first Super Mario movie?
Mhm.
Remember that lizard with a tiny head and a big body, and he had all those little sharp rows of teeth?
Yeah,
Imagine those, but if he just got like done eating a box of cat shit,
like a Labubu.
like what the hell's his name?
Corey something.
Corey
Corey?
Feldman.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Yeah, he looks like a little boo boo.
Yeah.
You know you know what's crazy about him? I have a okay. I was just on Static Voices podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Nate. What is it called? Paranormal Unveiled.
Yeah.
I was just on his podcast, and he's like, bro, see, now it sounds like I'm egotistical, but he's like, bro, you're awesome and everything. I was like, oh, thanks, man.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, bro, I've never seen a podcaster like you before, bro.
I was there. He didn't say that.
He's like, you know what, bro? Look at those muscles, bro. I'm kidding. He never said that. Let me oil them up, bro. Like, no, he never said that.
That was after y'all finished recording.
Yeah, yeah. So no, he was like, yeah, like you were awesome or whatever. And then I started thinking, what if he didn't mean it? Like, what if other people that are like, hey, you're pretty good at that? Like, what if they don't mean it? And then I'm like, what if I'm Corey Feldman? You know why he's singing and dressing like Michael Jackson and doing all that kind of weird shit?
They're encouraging him. People
are telling him that he's awesome at it, and he goes out there and he does it, and he fucking, knocks his tooth out with a microphone. He falls down. He does all these things, and he's out there because people are paying to go see him.
That's why Ash Trevino is the way she is.
And then I was thinking, like, what if they're doing that to me?
No.
My fear is that I'm Corey Feldman. That's like my nightmare.
No, you're great. So,
all right, guys, thanks for coming to the show.
So
she wore a Michael Jackson jacket.
He has a bunch of serial killer stuff. Whatever. You know who else owned John Wayne Gacy paintings?
The detergent guy?
Yep. Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, the Dipla.
Yeah. Johnny Depp and John Waters as well. There was a conversation between
John Waters, the creepy horror movie,
the tiny little mustache.
Yeah, the guy that jeez, like he drew with a Sharpie.
Yeah, so they both have had John Wayne Gacy paintings. They had a conversation about it, and John Waters was like, yeah, like nobody wanted it in the house, and Johnny Depp was like, yeah, like nobody wanted anything to do with it. Like it was like in the back of the closet or something. I think he said like he doesn't have it anymore, and like the other guy, I think he like also got rid of them because he said they were like too spooky or something.
When Johnny Depp got rid of the paintings, people stopped shitting in his bed.
Yeah, he just got rid of them. And so yeah, he also owned that. I don't know why they want them. Johnny Depp said, yeah, like they're good. Like I like his paintings. Not good.
They're terrible. But this is coming from a guy that if he lived in Gotham City, right, and he would emerge, he'd be like, "Who are you?" He's like, "It's me, Batman, the Diddler."
Okay, I don't know what painting he had, but some
underage kid.
Some of the paintings are not the most terrible things I've ever seen. So he has some like landscape and like water things, so like not all of them are horrible. Okay, not those.
Look at that. Look at that Elvis.
Oh Jesus. Oh,
that skull's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, he has another one similar.
There's me as Elvis Presley. Look, it's a sex skull. Oh, look at that. There's a dick.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that until you said that.
It's a sex skull. Look at those titties.
Why is Elvis? There's butts on it. That's weird.
Yeah. That's based on I forget the guy's name. There was an artist that did that with a photograph. He
I didn't even notice that until you said that.
Yeah, it's like made of like naked women. Look at that Mickey Mouse.
Like, what is going on?
That Mickey Mouse looks like he's like, come on, kids. I bet you can't get out of these handcuffs.
You need Jesus. He's right there.
Yeah, that looks like Charles Manson.
I don't know what's happening with those things, but the landscape ones are not, horrible. I think when they bought them, they were like $25.
Jeez, I wonder how much
Cheaper
they're worth
for
now. I
yeah.
want that sex skull.
Yeah. So yeah, Zach Baggins, Johnny Depp, John Waters, bunch of weirdos have all his stuff. Zach Baggins, I guess, a little bit more understandable because he has a museum. Johnny Depp just had it in his house.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, but what are you gonna do?
He's like, I want to look at this painting while fucking Amber Turd slugs me right in the face. No, so yeah, it's just so dark that you look at this guy. I still can't believe that people say shit like like, yeah, if you look at him, you would have never suspected. He looks like a fucking creep. Bring up that picture of him in the astronaut shirt. Look at that. Look at that. You mean to tell me that guy's not, assaulting boys and sticking them underneath his floorboards? You know what I mean?
You know what? And in the painting that Johnny Depp had, I think he had it. He said it came with like a letter or something, and that the letter made it seem like he was like a good dad. I think it was a letter to his daughter or a letter from his daughter. I don't remember, but it said like, "Oh, like I hope you're doing well, blah blah blah, like love, daddy, yada yada, whatever."
He looks horrible. He looks like a young Ed Warren.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
He's like, "You have $5."
If it was the time, he should have been the one to play Ed Warren in the movies.
Yeah, I think it would have fit perfully.
Like not the other guy.
Yeah, this guy looks like he, got out of breath, like tying his shoes, just like Ed Warren. Just like Ed Warren when he was 22. Like,
oh, jeez, that's around. He looked like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he looked like.
It's crazy that people think of them as the movie people. Like, it's not even just like how they look. I think that people are less confused, obviously, like with the looks, but just with the way they act.
The way that they act.
Them a lot and defend them a lot.
Just like, what? It's like that last movie. Like I was watching like trailers of it, and it shows like Ed and Lorraine Warren. I don't know, maybe it's a fever dream, but they were like being thrown around by these demons, and they're like, they're like fighting through, and it's like Ed Warren got punched in the face and then ran out of the house, like ran away, and he's like, "Come on, Lorraine, let's go," and it's like, all right, so. Demons can throw you around the room and scratch you, but if you get punched in the face.
I know we should add this little like tidbit that we forgot to last time about the contract.
Talk about that really quick.
So they this lady, Judith Penny, right, came out about how they did all these things and whatever. Lorraine knew about it. And everybody's, defending her. She didn't know anything, blah, blah, blah. First of all, their daughter confirmed that she knew about the romantic relationship between Judith Penny and her dad. And then also Lorraine put it in their contract with the movie that they could not be seen, the couple, they couldn't be doing anything illegal, like any criminal activity. They could not be in relationships or physical relationships with minors. What type of physical? And something else having to do with like things that they never did, right? Which like the lawyers and stuff from like the whatever that they draw up the contracts, they're like, we've never heard that type of like, be that specific. Like, it's odd. It is. It's weird.
It's very weird. Can you imagine if there's ever Nightmare Road the movie and you have me being played by Idris Elba, is like as Deacon. What?
Nothing.
It's the same people that like casted Ed Warren. Idris Elba. Yeah, it's a blind guy.
That's why he cast him.
Yeah, so he'd cast me, and then it's like, oh, by the way, like if in the contract, if the guy's gonna play me, like don't have me like assaulting old ladies, and don't have me like who does that? Like if like and the people be like, why would you have these? Have you ever done those things? No. Then like, why would that be part of the? Just don't.
Because what they said was like that wasn't like the movie was not going to have anything to do with their personal life, like outside of the movie. it wasn't going to deal with like their background and stuff. So like, why would you need to put that in there?
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway,
moving on.
back to okay. So
Back to murder.
the murders.
Mhm.
Okay, so his first murder. Can you describe it to me?
His first one, he met this dude, right? Took him to the house. So okay. All of the murders, there was 33 of them. All of them, there's not really a super clear story of what happened, because at first he confessed and said like, yes, I did it, and then he started denying it. I don't know how the bodies got there. So obviously he wasn't gonna say, like, this is how like it happened. So the first one, he did say, like, he did confess to that and said that he did it in self-defense. He stabbed him. Yeah, I think he strangled him. I think he did like the rope trick or whatever on him.
Yeah.
And then he stabbed him. Killed him, obviously.
And you know what just shows like how lazy he was, because he was talking about how it was too much of a struggle, and he was tired and he was exhausted from stam. Like, geez, dude, like,
you imagine? Like, look at everything that Dennis Rader did, and you're complaining?
Yeah, look at Dennis Rader. That's another dude.
Dennis Rader like stalked and then went in and then like talked to them, like and smoked with them.
Did the hot dogs, the dog, and it's like, hey there, puppy.
He did a lot in his like, took a couple hours.
You know what's funny about Dennis Rader? The fact that to this very day, people are like, yeah, if you look at him, he didn't look like a bad man. Meanwhile, he's there like this.
He literally has pointy little eyebrows. Like,
yes, do not pay attention.
He's like, his eyebrows, literally pointy, like little devil horns. I'm a nice guy. Do we have BTK here?
No, it's me. It's me.
Oh my god.
It's not BTK.
You can't do that.
Anyway, so all right, so the first murder, right? He stabbed the guy, and he was like, you know what's sick is that he was like, I don't want to do this again. I better find an easier method, something that's easier on me. Like, all right. So
yeah, so he started strangling everybody.
Started strangling and using the handcuff trick, The
handcuff trick. It was like magic trick to trick them into getting into handcuffs.
Trick them in. If you allow somebody to put you in handcuffs, and you've never met this person before, man, you a freak. Man, if you let somebody get you in handcuffs, dog, shit, you a freak. Fucking put that handcuff on. Bet you can't strangle me. Like, bet you I could.
You can't have your employer put you in handcuffs. That's insane.
No, that's so crazy, is the fact that he was like, look, I'm gonna do it first, right? And he had a key, right? And he just like, ta-da! Now you try. That he's just fucking strangled him.
And they're like, oh, okay. Like,
okay, put me in handcuffs.
Okay.
Wasn't there a guy that he assaulted and like tried to strangle, and then he like didn't die, and the next day he like ate breakfast there anyway? He's like, hey, it's about last night.
I believe maybe. I know for sure there was one of the people that like escaped. He just ended up not killing him. Like, he knocked him out and stuff, and then he went and he dropped him off at the park.
Yeah, he dropped him off at the park. Wasn't there a guy that he assaulted and the guy just still kept going back to work?
Yeah, his roommates.
Yeah, one of his roommates said he went to bed with pants on because Gacy might try to, grape him. Yeah, because he already tried twice.
There was two of them, and they were really young. They were like in their 20s. And Gacy was, I think, already like way older than that. And
if you're in the 20s, how the hell are you gonna allow Gacy to?
I think that it's just okay. So what Gacy said in his like little interview thing, he was like, if I wanted any favors, they were there. They were like down to do whatever as long as they were, like getting stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so sort of prostitution, I guess.
Yeah. Do you
had a house?
Do you think they helped them with stuff? Like, help me get the young boy.
I think that they probably were there when it happened and just were scared to say anything.
They're probably just Gacy being Gacy.
Like,
How?
he's like, we're gonna end up in the crawl space too if we say something.
That's crazy. I mean,
Mhm.
because also you think if they are like, you know what, we gotta attack him first, and then you're like, oh, we were wrong, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is just fucking weird. I mean, just the way that he carried himself and the way that he brought guys home, and you know, he got women too, and then that's what's crazy is that he got girlfriends and then he would break.
It's just so what's insane is also in that interview they ask him, you know, like if he's gay because he only killed and assaulted and tortured and whatever a bunch of young men and boys, and he's like, no, like I don't like no, I don't believe in labels, and they're like, okay, well, are you attracted to men? And he's like, no. Like, what do you
What
mean? That's
like what
already
are you?
good. And
It's
so
like
like,
what
go ahead.
what's funny is that he's like, yeah, I only killed gays, you know, and one
And
of the guys that he and yeah, and one of the guys that survived, he's like, I'm not gay, you know. It's just like it just
okay.
it's just
You know
like
what?
it's.
Yeah.
Do you think that a lot of it had to do with whom he perceived as gay, and then like his dad's voice, like in his head, he's like, "Look at that, jag off," you know, and then he's like that rage. It's like you,
Yeah. Except you would think that like being called gay by your dad like throughout your childhood would make you, I guess, like hyper straight, you know? Like you would
yeah.
want nothing to do with it.
My dad called me gay all the time. I'm kidding.
What do you
Um,
do on your free
I patrol the streets, trying to keep people safe. Like I watch these streets. Um,
time?
Anyway, he's like, "What are you doing here? Are you beating off in the car? This is where I jerk off in my car. Get out of here." Anyway,
um
no, so it's just no, it's just it's so bizarre because it's hard to get into. There's a book that I really like. It's called Sons of Cain, and the people that talk about it are psychologists, you know, psychiatrists, people that have kind of dealt with them, and it's just so interesting. Like kind of watch their analysis of the person that they're talking about,
mhm.
and then just how like when they talk about Gacy and just how Gacy had a trigger word which turned him into his father, you know, and because his father was a very aggressive individual, a
Mhm.
violent man, and so the police found that he had this trigger word and they would use it to trigger him. And he was a night, and they're saying that he was, but do this facade where he was like, "Hey guys, you know, like I'm fall for police. I love cops. You know, I love all these things about cops." And then the cops were like, "Ask what they found." I don't know how they found out. Maybe he was talking to somebody, and he was like, "My father used to call me this." And then the cops would be like, "Hey, get a load of this jag off." And then immediately say that Gacy would start screaming at them. I guess that's some of the things that he said while he was screaming was, "I have mob connections. You're all gonna be killed tonight. You won't make it home. You know, like release me from these handcuffs. Like I'll kill you." And it was just like very Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Mhm.
You know, just very. He was a nice guy, like inviting. He said that he was inviting some police officers to go to his house and drink. You know what? He probably was like. He's probably like, "Hey, if I had a wife, I'll let you bang her." You know, like he used to tell old people at the other bar. You know,
So they get
so
a thrill out of that, right? Serial
yeah.
killers, they get a thrill out of like having cops and things like around their
Hmm.
hidden bodies.
Yeah, that's why a lot of them, I forget what it's called. It's a certain da, 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 sexual fascination almost. So that's why a lot of them would return to the scene of the crime when people would
Mhm.
find the bodies, and they would wait for the police to show up and in the crowd, and then they would go and stand almost directly next to the cops and like try to look because they just want to be around the police.
There's like
Um,
even the crazy ones that like go and help like search for, search for the missing people, even though like they know exactly where they are. Like Chris Watts.
Yeah, like geez,
Crazy
that
person.
dude. So there was I forget the name of this guy. I'll bring it up in the next episode. But there was this guy who killed somebody and went with it to. He was looking at the bodies while the cops were like, telling people like, "Hey, get back!" And he said that just having the police officer like within arm's reach, he says that it made him climax in his pants. Just like from just having him like he's just right here, and the person I killed is right there. And it's like that's
So
so
insane.
that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I
But like,
don't have I don't do that at all.
yeah, of course not.
You're not drinking anything.
So,
What?
nothing.
What?
So, nothing. Literally nothing. So, he killed a bunch of people, right, between 72 and 78. He did have a couple escape from his grasp. So, one of the ones was a kid. He said that he was 14, almost gonna. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because one of the victims talked about what we were just talking about, like the whole or I guess like a little while ago, the fascination with like serial killers. So this first one that I'm gonna mention, he was about to be 15, and he ran into Gacy a couple times. So he was about to be 15. He was at like a state park, and Gacy was like, "Hey, what is there to do around here?" He's like, like, "What do you want to do? Do you want to fish? You want to hunt? Whatever." The guy's like, he's like, "No." Blah blah blah. They're like kind of talking about it. Gacy's like, "Do you want to go have a beer in my room?" And he's like, "Sure." Kid's like about to be 15, so he's like,
Yeah, he's an idiot.
And so he's like, "Yeah, sure." So he goes, except I think the thing is that he was very comfortable there. His mom worked at this hotel, like this resort type of thing. And so he was just known by everybody like around there. He had a key that would like lead into multiple rooms because like he could go get towels whenever he needed them or whatever, right? So he went with Gacy, went into the room, and he said that one of the first things that he noticed when he went into this room was that the bathtub was full to the top with ice. Like it was filled with ice. And so he was like, "Oh, that's weird," right? He sits down on the bed. Gacy like comes out, like closes all the curtains, and he goes into the bathroom. And so this kid is just like, okay, he's like drinking his beer or whatever. Gacy comes out and he's like, "Do you like sex books?" And he's like, and I thought he meant, like Playboy. And he was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So Gacy pulls out a suitcase and he's like, "There's like 40, 50 magazines in this suitcase." And I'm like, kind of like, spreading them like around, like trying to see if I would like something. And he tells Gacy, like, "They're all boys. Like, I don't like this." And so Gacy pulls out another suitcase, and it's another suitcase full of magazines, bunch of girls. So he says that Gacy keeps looking at him kind of weird, and he keeps like going into the bathroom and coming out. And he said one time that he goes into the restroom, he hears the water running, and then he comes out and he has a towel like around his neck. And he's like, "This doesn't feel right, like whatever." He ends up like getting to the door. He opens the door to leave, and Gacy like reaches out to like grab him. He's able to like get away. That's like 4 years later. Gacy goes back to that area,
It's
and
crazy. Going
yeah,
back to the area where you assaulted somebody or tried
mm-hmm.
to. The whole thing where like have a beer in my room, like, geez, like come on, kid. What are you, an idiot? I only fell for that once when I was 35. But anyway.
Yeah. Well,
you live and learn.
So he
I have a backpack full of magazines.
Backpack full of business cards. So he went to the same resort, right? This kid is like older now. He works in a different part of like the hotel, like thing. He works at like the marina, I think he said. He bumps into Gacy and he's like, "Hey, like I know you." Gacy's like, "No, you don't." I'm pretty sure he recognizes him, right? Maybe. He's like, "Yes, you do." Blah blah blah. Gacy leaves because he, I guess, doesn't want to deal with it or whatever. And then he says, like 2 years later, he's walking through a mall and he sees Gacy's face on the newspaper. and he had like been arrested for all these murders. And he was like, had I not gotten away, like it could have been, that I could have been one of these kids
Could have been,
that
yeah.
got killed. And years like passed or whatever, and he ended up finding out that, or I guess like talking to one of the detectives, that Gacy was going to all of these lakes and like resorts like around certain areas, and he was kind of like trolling and like looking around, like for people or whatever.
Yeah, can you imagine like trolling in the other sense? He was going around just talking shit.
Talking to,
like in his clown voice. Hey.
oh no, I forgot he was a clown.
You throwing breadcrumbs over there? Why don't you try throwing breadcrumbs at your mother?
Jeez.
Play the circus music.
You want to put it right now?
No.
So he said that he was going around like all these areas, and that they had like the suspicion that he was killing people and just like throwing them in the water, because apparently there were a lot of drownings that were happening, but they didn't think that they were actual drownings. So they caught Gacy for like all these like 33 people, but the cops are like, there's no way, like he had to have done, more.
Yeah.
And a bunch of those drownings and all those like lakes or whatever were part of what they were looking at.
Is that when he rented a room in his house?
No, that was just when he was like in Chicago. So this state park was in Kentucky. Okay. And so he had, how he like moved around and stuff.
Yeah.
So that state
they have good chicken.
Fried. So he had so he had gone to Kentucky for, I don't know, to find little boys, and and so I can't concentrate. It's because
because you're stupid mug.
Yeah.
No, it's just so insane that here's this guy, he, tries to like, where do you get the balls? Like you assault somebody in a certain place and then you go back, and you hang around that place, and it's like, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't you think that, like, did he not think that maybe he told the cops, maybe the cops are looking for this person? You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I mean,
that never crossed his mind.
Well, it was years later. It was like 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah, but still, it's not like you fucking cheated him out of a card game. Like you tried to kill him.
Yeah. Well, the creepy part is that he said that when he first met him, that Gacy like walked up to him. He was like, "Hey, are you local? Like, are you, like, are you a local here?" And the kid was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
That's like, a gay pickup line.
What is it?
I've never
done it before, so.
I haven't either. I just hear some things.
Oh, just a guess. Educated.
No, that's the word on the street. It's an educated wish.
So yeah, I don't know. It was super weird, that like story to me. And he was a kid, like, and he went basically like his whole, from the time he was 15 to when he was telling this story, he was already old. So like apparently like it affected him, like his whole life, or like it changed his whole life.
Well, yeah, there was a fucking killer clown walking around, juggling in bed,
And that's because like nothing even really like happened to him physically.
It could have.
It could have, but there's people that like it actually did. Like they actually got assaulted by this man.
Yeah, by this large guy. Bring that picture up again.
By this clown. I just.
Jeez, he looks like a car salesman.
Like he looks like this.
He looks just like that. Same thing.
He looks exactly like that. It's weird.
He looks like a guy trying to sell you furniture, like play the circus music.
Oh, there we go.
Hey kids, you want to get choked in comfort? But this couch, look at it. I'm going to lay down. It's going to take me a while for me to get up out of it because I'm actually really overweight. But yeah, wouldn't you want to get strangled to death in style and comfort? Where are you going? Where are you going?
He didn't have one of those.
No, he didn't. He honked his testicles. No, but it just so bizarre. So we gotta skip around really quick.
Talking off camera about.
I gotta go get my clown costume on.
Are you gonna go drive around or?
No, I'm just gonna lure people with circus peanuts. I heard Mexican likes those. Anyway, so
it's only people online that don't like them.
Never. You don't know what's good. You never had a circus peanut. How dare you? That's why they say that if there's ever a nuclear holocaust, only two things will survive: cockroaches and circus peanuts.
They're so good.
They're delicious.
They're so good.
They get a bad rap too. Like
they
some people,
for literally no reason.
Yeah, people are like
banana. Like, get over yourself.
People are like, ew, circus peanuts. I'm like, first of all, they smell delicious.
They're good. Every time I buy them, you go and like you squeeze the bag to make sure they're soft.
Yeah.
Like, they're so good.
Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway.
I shove them in my cheek like a hamster.
Wait till they melt.
They melt your mouth shut and you can't. You die.
Good.
Chubby bunny, you die.
I'm gonna go buy some tomorrow.
All right. So he starts committing these crimes, right? He was also like very aggressive. Like to me, I don't understand. There was like no finesse behind it. There was no like he charged you
in a way.
In a way. Yeah, in a way.
Because with the last person, which to be fair, this kid was also really young. He was like 15, the last one. But John Wayne Gacy had said, like, I have this job, come and interview for it. And like, whatever. And so the kid was getting picked up by his mom from work. He worked like the afternoon to night shift at a pharmacy. Mom went to go pick him up and he's like, let me just go talk to this contractor really quick. He might have a job for me, blah, blah, blah. That was it. Last time he was seen.
Yeah, never came home. His mom, was making phone calls. She was calling the cops. She was telling neighbors. She was basically doing this whole uproar, over his because your kid's missing.
Yeah, I think they said they made like 100 calls or something to like the cops, and like the cops were kind of just like, we don't know. But like, how do you not know?
Yeah, very dismissive.
Gave you a name. Like people said, like this guy would like drive around looking for people to like work for him or whatever, and the cops just didn't. I don't know. They just didn't. We got into this for a long time. The whole like cops watching him or not. I don't know how you.
I didn't. Not me.
Okay.
Not me, bro. Up on your skateboard.
We're not gonna get into that again. So after they watched him for like 2 weeks is when he finally like broke down and was like, okay, I killed them all. And like he gave them a sketch of his crawl space and said like, this is where you can find the bodies. Gave them a sketch of like the rest of his yard, I guess. Like, this is where you can find the bodies. And then gave them the location of like a river. They're like, there's 4 bodies that I dumped in there. And they're like, okay.
Why would he do that though? That's so insane.
I don't know. The thing is that he only went with that for a little while. And then after that, they were like, yeah, they were like, all these bodies in your crawl space. And he's like, I don't know how they got there.
Yeah, I don't know how they got there. I can't fit down there. And it's like, it's the size of a fucking tomb. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. He's like, I can't.
It looks like a mosque.
He had told his neighbors it smells weird. So he put 700 to 800 pounds of lime.
Jeez.
Under there.
Thinking about it. Okay, so I at first was like, you can do so many things for odors like that. There's so many things you can do. But the fact that you're putting lime, like that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but lime and like no. But then I remembered he was a contractor, so him buying that large amount of lime, people probably have been like, "Oh, he's probably got like a construction job he's got going on." They're not thinking he's lining up his fucking house or melting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, you had mentioned like, why wouldn't he just, like put concrete over it?
Yeah,
he couldn't. He needed the extra space. He needed
He wanted the space. Well, I'm saying like on on behalf of people, and it's like, oh, there's a weird smell in my head. Like, just fucking put concrete. It's a lot cheaper,
Yeah.
you know. But he didn't want that, of course. He's like, no,
He couldn't. He needed, soft
the
ground.
space. Yeah.
So he ran out of space under there.
How many? Just think about that. What you just said. He ran out of space for bodies in his house.
He put 27, I believe.
Jeez Louise.
27 in the crawl space. One of them was under his driveway, and the other one was under like his shed or something like that.
It probably smelled like you ever seen those commercials where somebody travels to India and they're like, "Can I get please?" You know, and then the people are like, using their feet to like get them food. It looks like that little spot, like that. That's what it would smell like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the crawl space. Have you seen those TikToks? They're insane.
Which one where the people are like have their feet in the water and they like when they use it to like wash their hands.
Food. And then there's like rats everywhere.
Yeah,
they're like moving the rats to get the bread. And
I saw this video where they're like these people from India moved to El Salvador and they're gonna do like an Indian pupusa. And they're like, we're gonna do Indian pupusas, and I'm like, what the fuck's an Indian pupusa? Is it like you make regular pupusas without washing your hands?
Yes. That's what it is.
Fuck. You know what would have been awesome? Like, if you can go, like, if Gacy was still, is he still? No, he's dead.
Sir, he died in 1994.
No. Yeah, no, my brain was confusing somebody else.
Poor person.
Huh?
That poor person, you're confusing him for John Wayne.
Who you gotta? My Uncle Charlie. No, I was thinking maybe I was thinking like the Son of Hope.
He's still alive. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's who I was. Just like I was confused into for 1 second. Like, oh, he's still. Mm-hmm. I would be like wear like glasses and like wear this hat and wear like a suit and then go talk to him and be like, so you're Jag off the Clown?
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Oh like, that's it, you motherfucker. He turns into Joe Pesci in you ever seen Goodfellas?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, go get your shine box, you motherfucker. Like, he turned into that.
His clown suit would just appear out of nowhere on his body.
Yeah, just like turn into the clown. And they play the
skin off, and it's the clown suit under.
Yeah, play the circus music. Holy shit. I am Corey Feldman.
Oh God.
No, so it's I don't know. To me, that whole thing is just so bizarre. Just to think like Son of Sam is still alive. These people are almost like it's almost like there was an era of these sick fucks. Now there's still these sick people that are out there, but they're not as flashy,
Yeah, they're not as dramatic now. Now they hide.
Now they hide and do all these kind of things. And fucking idiots. Yeah, a bunch of losers. It's like gangs now. Have you ever seen the movie The Warriors?
No.
Okay, pull up a picture of The Warriors. Just like gang. The Warrior gangs. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. All right.
So, like, that's what I talk about. Like, that's what I think about. Like, serial killers from back then compared to serial killers now. Imagine a regular street gang. Those are like, hey, what's up, fool? Hey, what you doing this? Hey, you know where you're at, eh?
This?
Well, yeah, like all gangs in that movie all had different themes. Look up Baseball Furies.
This reminds me of the guys in Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
You know how they're all weird?
You know who there was a small like comic book that came out of the Warriors. Originally it was a book. Then they were turned into a movie, and then like small comic books that like went a little bit deeper into the gangs of the Warriors. And that gang right there are called the Hi-Hats, and their leader looked like Gacy, and he had a stutter apparently. Like in the comic books, it's like, what are you guys doing? His name is Chad, and his name was Chatterbox.
Okay. That's literally Gacy's makeup.
That's literally Gacy.
That's literally his makeup.
Chatterbox. Yeah, Chatterbox. There he is.
That's weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so, but going back to the topic, it's just so bizarre, man. Like I almost said, don't you miss the old serial killers?
Okay, I get what you mean, though. You know, like it was just more interesting back then. You know, because like they hid, or they like, you know, stayed hidden for so many years, and like blah blah blah. They came up with all these like elaborate stories and whatever. Now they kind of just like confess, because I don't know, do they like want to be edgy or something?
Yeah. They're like, hey, excuse me, sir, were you at the 7? I did. I killed all those people.
Like, you feel bad?
It was just like, fuck. It was like, I just
Yeah.
asked you. Excuse me.
Right.
The cops pull over, and the cops are like, hey, I've never been here in this block before. Where is the fuck? You're the picture of all the people I killed.
Yeah.
They're in my mother's basement. You know, and it's just like, what happens to the... You know what? Also,
the originals.
Yeah, another thing that we gotta end the show. Another thing that ended up getting me was the fact that I guess I never even thought about the fact that BTK was not that long ago. Like when he was caught, it was like not that. What year was that?
It was definitely before 2000, obviously, right?
No, it was after 2000, wasn't it?
His arrest?
When he was when he was caught.
It was. Let me see. BTK arrest. He got arrested. Geez, 2005. Yeah.
Yeah, think about that.
20 years ago.
Yeah, jeez. Oh, never mind. 20 years ago.
You're like,
2000.
You're like, that was last week. What do you mean?
No, I thought it was like 2005. That was like 10 years ago. And it's like,
yeah, no, double it.
But still, that's just right there.
Yeah, you know? that's not long at all for something like for BTK, like to I guess like know that it was, you know, still a thing when I was in school.
Yeah, I was, how old was I in 2005? Like maybe 16? I don't know. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Anyway, that's the show. This episode was brought to you by T-Public. Check out the merch. Check out with that lucky loot. Oh. It's fine. Check out Loot by Lottie if you guys utilize the promo code Lucky Loot.
Maybe.
I don't know if that's still a thing going on. But definitely check out Lucky Loot by Lottie. I fucked that up because I'm a little tipsy. Me too. Yeah, T-Public, get some merch. I'm working on a shirt that I talked about. I'm sorry guys, it was a mosquito somehow. Yeah, I was just working on a shirt that I talked about on yesterday's episode that I was going to do. I'm still working on that. So keep an eye out for that. Shirts, mugs, all that kind of good shit. Some bad shorts. If you want a bad design on the shorts, like get those. Check out the link tree for all that good stuff. And that's it. I think that's all we... Shadow Nation. Shaun Burris, he will be back in action pretty soon. Just give him some time.
And also a book.
Yeah. Oh, holy shit. Yeah. So, Static Voices, Nate, Paranormal Unveiled. I need to sober up. Holy shit. So, yeah, he's got a book out. Do you know the name of the book? I forgot.
I have it right here. I'm almost done with it. It's called Downloading for the Dead Investigating Paranormal Applications. The link is in the description.
All right. Well, awesome. Go check that out. Is it good so far? Oh, no, you're almost done.
I'm almost done. It's good so far.
It's pretty good?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to do an audiobook version, you know, of that.
I don't know.
I should do the voice, you know, for that. I'll be like, dude, I will narrate your book. And I'll be like, the first thing you want to do when you go into a paranormal investigation.
Don't do that.
Check out the house. Make sure there's no copper pipes.
I don't think it's that kind of book.
one thing that I noticed while being out on the road is there's so much loneliness out there. They'll be like, what the fuck? I don't know.
You're not even reading the book. You're just.
It's not even. I'm just talking. Anyway,
Oh,
jeez Louise. So that's it, guys. Remember to look both ways, especially if you find yourselves on a nightmare road.
all right. It's got to edit that out.